So let's get into it and let's get into the interpretation of all of the announcements that Microsoft made around .NET 6. So big ones are it's cross-platform and open source. Microsoft's goal was to unify the development platform for building anything. There's been so many different and disparate ways for building specifically IoT, AI, gaming, mobile with Xamarin. They integrated a few years ago, cloud and web. And of course, with .NET Core, initially desktop was left behind. And then with .NET 5, they kind of brought it into the fold, and .NET 6 really puts a polish on that. But the goal, the overall vision is with Visual Studio and C#, you can build all kinds of applications. Now, for .NET 6, and you see Visual Studio Code on here. For .NET 6, you'll want to use Visual Studio 2022. You'll want to use the full thing. And of course, I'd recommend that you have Enterprise, you have a Visual Studio subscription. That is going to get you the biggest bang for the buck. And for professional developers, I mean, there is a Visual Studio professional license, but you really want to be on the Enterprise or the Visual Studio subscription gives you the Enterprise, but it also gives you your $150 of Azure credits every month just for experimental environments. And so that's the best one. VS Code is growing in popularity, but mostly with other languages than C#, and is pulling in those programmers into the Microsoft ecosystem, and is very successful at that. VS Code is the most popular text editor among all kinds of non-C# programmers. So it's been a very, very successful product. But if you are a .NET team in your company, then the full Visual Studio 2022 has the support that you need. The experience for C# and .NET in VS Code, it's actually still lacking, still has a big gap between it and full Visual Studio. So you'll also want to add in ReSharper as well for your code navigation and your coding forward experience. But this is the vision. This is the big win with .NET 6, is bringing all these different application types into one set of libraries and APIs, and be able to do that all within Visual Studio.